Alright, so we're back into another video, and this one is just going to be some gameplay. And I will say this isn't like the greatest gameplay ever, but it was a pretty fun game between Starter Deck Vegeta and Starter Deck Frieza. It was myself versus Anello, a local here in Vegas. Shout out to him for allowing me to get some gameplay and a little fun. So before anything else, let's just get into it. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and jump right into it. Our Frieza player, Nello, is gonna go ahead and start it out. I am going second with blue Vegeta, and no particular order. I think this was just a quick game, like I said before. But thankfully we did open a couple of things here. The one cost Trunks Youth that draws us a card. It's quick combo power. The only issue here is that you were going against Frieza, which, as I say it, we're getting getting arrested and swung into. Anel is a very avid Masters player, so he's been playing it since for a good amount, and he's done really well. Our locals, just the kid for the job. But thankfully, I have the card for the job with the two costs. And the only reason why I mentioned this for Anello is that the fact that you'll see some Masters tendencies, delaying the awakening and etc. There are a couple of things that you have to kind of worry about as Vegeta is your hand size, and mine's getting kind of big, only because I took some life, I drew some cards, I'm going second, etc. And that's one of the things I didn't really keep in mind early into the game, but looking back on this, that was definitely something that I should have done. And one of the things here is the fact that with Frieza, there are a lot of self-awakeners even in the starter deck, even with some upgraded cards here. And one of those is this Zarbon. He's the blocker. Now he's allowed to awaken being at 4, swinging at the Trunks, preventing me from getting another life. And from there, he's going to be able to restand both cards here and out of turn draw with the sorbet. So yeah, pretty good start for Frieza, only because I allowed it. I swung a good amount of times from my battle cards and as well as the leader cards. Starting here, just checking my life, I am at 6, I do believe, so got some ways to go. So the best way, or the best thing I can do here, is probably just swing, get a draw, and then play out something and hope he doesn't rest it and kill it. However, that's one of the things here with the starter decks. Frieza is one of those decks that don't really care about that, right? They will swing, and you will have to take the damage, and or your battle cards are gone. That's the whole thing here. So I'm just kind of figuring out of my hand, do I want to play a vanilla? Do I want to do this? Where the thing for the ruling is, okay, so if I play Final Flash and I have 8 in hand and I reduce it to 8, do I get the reduced cost? And as I understood is that you don't really get that. We eventually got to the point where I was just gonna play a Gotenks and then pass. That was basically the thing about it. We both didn't really know for this game in particular, and I gotta brush up on my rulings for Dragon Ball in general, I think. So that's how I see it. It was just a friendly game. As I understand, or as I see it for myself, I don't think it was really that worth to use a Final Flash in my hand just yet anyway. The only reason why I was considering it is because I had a Piccolo, so I wanted to use a Piccolo, maybe play a 1 cost afterwards, and then play the Piccolo, so that way I can use it for his Frieza or whatever else afterwards. So Frieza is, or Anello I should say, is now swinging with Frieza, and is now kind enough to swing into my now 4 life so I can awaken. So there's a couple of things here. Going back into my turn is that, hey, he has a board, kind of annoying, and I have more than 7 in my hand, so also kind of annoying. I can remedy that in the way of using Final Flash and get rid of maybe the Zarbon, or the Zarbon or the Frieza. That's probably what I'm going to do. I do have my SR in my hand as well to bottom deck one of these cards as well. And I'm just gonna go ahead and do that. Get rid of my my energy marker from there. And we're just gonna go ahead and threaten with good old double strike 35k, get rid of a super combo, and then from here I highly doubt that he has anything. This is the reason, one of the reasons why I wanted to do this is because I wanted to get out of my hand, for one, establish that that 5-drop, and then try to bait out his 5-drop himself. So, you know, with the starter decks, you know that there's only a couple of SRs. They all have their own given effects, and after they are depleted or used, whatever you want to call it, it is where you can kind of take advantage of that, right? And that was the whole idea, in which if he plays a 5-drop and keeps my 5-drop in rest, then I can use Final Flash in order to get rid of it from there. And that is exactly what happened. So he is swinging with 35k double strike himself. And we're going to go ahead and use a super combo ourselves. We can't restand the Vegeta. And now all we really need to do, as I remember, to get rid of my energy marker, one of the things you have to kind of get used to after playing for Dragon Ball for so long, is we're going to get rid of it with Final Flash. One of the other things that is very nice is that I was trying to find dice. I was trying to find dice in order to boost up my leader. But one of the other things is that he did not choose 2. Is choose up to 1, or choose up to 2, and he chose 0 at the end of the turn. So gotta remember your triggers, folks. So we swung 35 to make sure that we got that guy out of there. We're gonna go ahead and discard the Goten, which is not really doing anything for us right now, and then get back the Final Flash. We actually do have 2 of them in hand, so it's not like super important. If we had a Gallic gun, which is why I was checking the drop there, I'd much rather get that, because obviously we have another one. So if he does have another 5-drop, well, be my guest. You know, be my guest. Go ahead and play it. If he plays a cooler, that might be another target to get rid of with Final Flash as well. So there's a few options here. Not too hot though with our hand. We have 2 Final Flashes, 2 super combos, and a Trunks. So when he swings here, I wasn't too out of line, I think. And he does pop my 3-cost Piccolo, which is kind of annoying. Does play this King Cold, and does swing with it for 25k, which is going to be a little awkward because, you know what my hand is. I have multiple super combos, only a couple of given 10ks, and then the other 2 are going to be Final Flash. I actually do believe I have a 10k and a 5k, so we're just going to go ahead and get a 10k from his 25k swing. So right back to our turn. We're going to go ahead and draw a Bulma, which is really not going to do anything for us in this matchup or really any other situation. So we're not going to charge. Bottom deck the King Cold, and then get rid of our other Final Flash. And just make sure that we use our leader effect. So another super combo first for the Vegeta. And a little dwindling here as far as what we're trying to do. But at the very least, we do have this Trunks that gains the 10k and becomes the 25. So I think this is a little out of line, because I should have kept the Majin Buu in my hand for combo power. I think this is one of the only things that I was like, wait, why did I do that? So swinging here and got the 10k out of his hand, which is very thankful. I was confused of why he said he went ahead and swung with that. I was like, what is going on? But he is actually swinging at my Majin Buu, and then keeping my Vegeta in rest here. And now I have to make this decision because he is now tapped out. He can't do anything else. And we're just making some noise here. I have to over combo here. Unfortunately, to save the Majin Buu. And the only reason why I did this is because I literally have nothing in my hand. So I now have a Final Flash and one other card in hand, and now I have to make the executive decision to think if this is going to be the right choice or not. So now we're gonna go ahead and just swing 20. He's gonna get out of it. We're gonna swing here. It's gonna be 35k. It's gonna be pretty obvious that he takes this one. Okay. And we're just gonna go ahead and get rid of it. It's possible that we didn't use the leader ability. And now with so many cards into his energy, a lot of energy, he can easily kill me, without any cards in hand. So again, this is one of the things where I was like, okay, why did I play that Majin Buu? This is probably the Majin Buu that I was thinking of. Because the first one's not too bad, but now without any cards in hand, that was a valuable 10k that I could have kept in hand and defended against at least this attack being at 20. And really, I'm just at the mercy of variance at this point in top decking. So he did play the 3-cost Frieza. Went to, I believe, 30, and now swinging with the 1-cost with this going to 40. And me getting a super combo and a 5k getting just out of it. So again, this is where Fusion World gets a little particular. You have to make sure, even in the starter deck sort of battles and gameplay, you have to make sure that you are using your resources accordingly. So hey, thank you for watching. Let me know if you want to see more gameplay. I usually don't do it, but I do like casting over mine and as well as others, for myself to get better and as well as to just have a little fun with it, especially at locals. If you do have something in mind, definitely let me know, and just let me know in the comments what leader you want to see, what matchup you want to see, any help, and maybe I can get someone a little bit better at decision making at the time than me. Until then, I'll see you next one.